good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on wherever you are watching us from. It is another edition of Politics on the Streets. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our videos, share, comment for more political discourse. You can comment on our on sorry, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our videos, subscribe, share, comment, click the button notification for likes. Yesterday, the Minister of Works, Dave Umahi, has thrown a jab at Peter Obi. He said Peter Obi should not incite the Igbos against the federal government, and that they cannot win the war. That if Obi should incite the Igbos against the federal government, the Igbos will not win the war. Now Dave Umahi is an Igbo man. What prompted him to have made such utterances, sir?
Because he has just collected a contract worth of 15 billion, an elephant contract that Nigeria does not need at this moment. What they are trying to do, another one is coming from Badagry to Sokoto, where we have thousands of Nigerian roads that are not even accessible down to our farmlands. So I think at this point, David Umahi will begin to see him, from another perspective, from what we used to see him, you should also remember that Peter Obi has become a giant politically now, as it stands now. He has dwarfed the likes of Umahi, down in the southeast and in the entire Nigeria. So presently now, Umahi is not much to goodwill, that Peter Obi is currently enjoying. Now, can you come out and tell us, in which way Peter Obi is inciting Igbos against the federal government? That is a very big statement, and I think at this time around the organized Igbo should step in and toss a kind of caution to David Umahi, the former governor and now the former governor of Ebonyi State and now Minister of Works. Let me just give you an insight, for what is going on now. We are talking about 15 trillion on just Lagos in Calabar to Lagos and the coastal road, so to say, and that contract has been very quite enormous anyway, and there are suspicions that it is going to be like another elephant project that at the end of the day they will use it to lay more pipe on the national treasure and loot it. So Umahi should be careful at this point in time. It is not joke. Anybody that is coming to Peter Obi with unnecessary kind of statement against him, should have his head be examined. Peter Obi is a deep tribalized human being. Peter Obi has been able to dump over 1,000 boreholes, in the north, seamlessly by himself. He has been able to carry out a lot of projects, and most times they keep on throwing this kind of what I call rubbish statement on his personality, and of course to the obedient who are ready at any time to disagree with them, because currently now we have not found anything incriminating in what Peter Obi is trying to do, apart from his soaring influence or popularity, that has almost dwarfed every politician currently, even when you talk about Tinubu himself. Peter Obi is soaring. You can see what is happening, even to a point. Atiku came out and said they should also jettison that kind of or review it, because there's a lot of padding, or possibly, let me put it that way, misappropriation, of funds up to that tone of trillions of naira. And you can see what is happening. But he's not even ashamed that he can come out and say such thing about look at what is happening at landmark investment now in Lagos. Over 278 billion worth of assets owned by an Igbo man, Chief Owunibe. Let me put it that way. Is going down in just less than 6 hours, and they are not even talking about anything about compensation.
But sir, now what statement did Obi actually made that warranted the Minister of Works to have to have to have to have, to have said that see Obi should not incite the Igbos against the federal
I
government.
don't know what you mean by that. Maybe you understand. I think maybe there is something he didn't know. Maybe let me just say that statement was quoted out of context. If actually coming from somebody like Umahi, but in reality, what Obi said, I supported Obi in that regard because what is the essence of building that kind of coastal whatever you call them at that kind of amount where we have one similar to that crosses over 9 countries from Cairo. This was for about $1.5 billion. And this one, they're talking about that kind of 15 trillion naira for just one project from Lagos here to Calabar. And Obi is saying no. The new federal government led under Tinubu should then have to prioritize his prudent. Yes, he will be prudent and prioritize his programs. And what do we mean by that is that we have thousands of roads that lead to our farmland that are not accessible at all. Why can't you, open up rural areas by building road infrastructures,
Development.
trying to increase efficiency in our domestic economy. This is what Obi is talking about. Not this kind of gigantic. They have not finished that. They are talking about Badagry now to Sokoto. Can you imagine? I don't know. Maybe this is a kind of plan. The president himself have. Possibly in case Nigeria breaks, the Yoruba nation will not have any regret in trying to, assess, of course, the Biafran territory and of course the Ariwa territory. It is quite suspicious because there's not. Okay, look at where we are standing now. The road is very bad. We are not talking about, the 36 states of the federation where, farmers, find it very, very difficult to get their produce to the market. So that on that angle, that was the area Obi was actually looking at before he come out and said, no, government should learn to prioritize some of their programs, you understand, and not embarking on this elephant project that has no direct job employment for Nigerian youths. That's what Obi is talking about, and I don't see how that has become a threat to Umahi and his federal government.
But David Umahi is also an Igbo man. Why is he now? Now will you say he's also against the Igbo race? Because for him to have made such work, it shows that he is not in line with what the Igbo race is.
It's not a matter of whether he is against Igbos. I'm talking about, that kind of statement shouldn't have come from Umahi to the extent of, that statement has become a threat, to the entire Igbo race. You understand? Coming from somebody like David Umahi, who was once governor in one of the states in Nigeria. You understand? It's regrettable for me. You understand? And at this point in time, I think Umahi should be thoroughly cautioned, when he throw that kind of unnecessary jab to personalities like P2B.
Now, speaking from that angle too now, the houses that were being demolished now, Umahi said they had to review it if those properties have C of O. Now, that was what Obi said, that compensation should be, those people whose houses were affected should be duly compensated.
Is it a bad word if Obi said that those people who their property fell in plan with the coastal line should not be compensated, should be compensated? Is it a bad word? I don't think it's a bad word. You understand? But the angle I'm looking at it, from what Umahi is trying to say, I think Umahi is trying to do damage control, in that regard, trying to pin down issues, when there is no evidence or to prove that Obi is actually inciting the Igbos against the federal government. You understand? So I think such statement at this moment should be dismissed and possibly thrown to the dustbin.
And lastly, before I go now, he said, if Obi does that, he said that the Igbos cannot win the war.
I don't know the kind of war. Obi won election in his own state. even while he was still dangling with romancing and kissing APC. Obi won in his state. Obi won in the entire eastern region. So what is the big deal about war? What is talking about politically? It is being acclaimed that Obi won that 2023 election. So what is Umahi trying to what is the picture is he actually trying to paint? Is he trying to plead this administration that has somersaulted the Nigerian economy down to the level of no return? Is that or the issue of embarking on a project that has no direct effect on the economic and domestic activities of Nigeria? Well, I don't know what Umahi will want to what he means by that. You know, people are not even interested in what he says. You know, but unfortunately, people like us have to respond to Umahi and try to tell him, please. I think at this point in time, you actually misfired.
At this point in time, you've listened to our guest. He said at this point in time that the Minister of Works misfired. Thank you. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our videos, share, comment, post, share the video for more political discourse. Thank you for coming to the show.